Today I'm going to show you some really great stocking stuffers for preppers, survivalists, outdoor people. I've got this stocking full. So whether or not you choose to do an entire stocking like this or use some of these items to include in an adult stocking just for some great ideas of things that are practical, up to you. I'm also going to give you some ideas of different price points of certain things. So without further ado, let's get to this. I'm going to put links to all of the things that I show in the description below. All right, so you can see I have got one. This is just like a Dollar Tree stocking. This is completely full. It's kind of bulging out, and I'll show you what I got stuffed in here. First of all, I had a bandana sticking out at the top. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but it is just something that is nice to add a little bit of decoration to the top. Now, I'll just pull the things out. A lot of these things you can find right now at Dollar Tree or at some mass market stores. So if you're running late on doing stocking stuffers, don't worry. These are easy to find. So this is one of the first aid kits that you can find at Dollar Tree. It's not a very extensive first aid kit, but it does have the bandages and some basic things that you need. That's always a great idea to put in stockings. Then we'll be pulling out, got a rain poncho. Again, always a great idea. I bought these that were in bulk and that made them a little bit less expensive. You can obviously buy one or two of them. You might want to get them in a packet that's a little bit smaller, obviously, but great idea to have on hand. What do we got here? We got some zip ties, again, from Dollar Tree. I've actually opened these already. But you can get them in short sizes like this. You can get them in large. Harbor Freight is a great area or a great store to get these as well. All right. This is a, can't tell right now, but this is a cell phone battery charger that goes in there. This is one of the smallest that I could find, and I put this in one of my water bottle emergency kit videos because it was so small. And at the time I got this was quite inexpensive. I've taken it out of the packaging. You could use any battery charger or solar bank that is small. I think those would be fabulous ideas to put into a stocking. They're just always so needed, especially if they were solar charged. So be sure to get one of those. All right, let's see. What else? Oh, all kinds of things. A flashlight. Obviously, any sort of flashlight. This is a very small flashlight. You can get something larger. Ideally, you'd want something that's solar powered or that can be charged by USB. Those are actually a little bit better than anything that runs by a battery unless you have rechargeable batteries. Now, one of the price points or one of the kind of options that I would suggest instead of a traditional flashlight would be to put in a headlamp. Either one of these or both of these would be great ideas. This is actually the headlamp that I used when I was without power in Hurricane Helene. And if you saw any of my other videos, you've seen that this actually came in way more useful than I ever thought it would. And these were quite inexpensive when you buy them in like a 5-pack. I've also seen something similar at the Dollar Tree. Don't know how it would work, but these are really great to have on hand. So either a flashlight, headlamp, both are going to be great ideas for a stocking stuffer. All right, so this is a whistle, always a great idea. This is just a basic, inexpensive whistle. You can get something a little bit fancier. If it's metal, it would be even better, but another really small thing to put into a stocking that is going to be super awesome. Okay, now we have some sort of water filtration. This is so important. Now, I am showing this portable aqua little bottle in my stocking stuffer. This is just a really small thing that you can fit in there. Pretty inexpensive, but some other price points and ideas would be if you had something like aqua tabs. These are the same things as what you're going to find in this bottle, only they are individually packaged. So you could buy a big package of these and put like a few of these strips of them into multiple stockings if you are making multiple stockings. Another great idea that I suggest is anything by Life Straw or something similar. This is one of their new Life Straw Sips. So it is a straw and it is way less bulky than a traditional Life Straw. However, a traditional Life Straw would be great. A Life Straw water bottle, any of those filtration systems that work on getting really bad gunk and viruses and bacteria and clearing out the water, those would be fantastic additions to a stocking. These are a little bit more expensive than the Aqua Tabs, but trust me, they are completely worth it and definitely great to have on hand. All right, let's get into what else we got. Okay, we've got an ID guide. So this is something that can be fun, just, doesn't necessarily have to be for prepping and survivalism, but something that somebody might just be genuinely interested in, and it does help them out. I put one in of mushrooms of the southeast. You can find these for wildflowers, for tree identification, for all sorts of things. I mean, they also have them for like birds and all kinds of other things. Edible plants might be another great one, but this is just a really great idea to stick inside a stocking. Definitely can help them out. All right, what do I have? I have something larger. Okay. So, first of all, I put in some of these wet wipes. You could put in something like dude wipes. That is going to take up a decent amount of this stocking. So if you want to fill it up, that is a great idea. Any sort of wet wipe to put in there would be great. These are individually packaged, and I like the smell of these, but anything like that. So I went ahead and put in a life tent. This is a very small, basic tent that would be great in a survival situation. This isn't like a tent where you're going camping for the weekend and this is like the only thing that you're bringing. This is something that's basically for emergencies, but it is great to have on hand. Also great for them to put in their vehicle for an emergency. And I will go ahead and open this up. It's probably not as inexpensive as some of the other items that are, usually a few dollars in this stocking. But this still isn't too terribly expensive. And this is like kind of like an emergency blanket Mylar tent that can be strung. I believe that this one actually has a whistle with it. So, great idea that you can put in there, and it takes up a lot of room in a stocking. What else do I got in here? All right, anything that's a super glue, a fix-all adhesive, was it E3000, any of those type of things. Super glues that are either large or individually wrapped, smaller portions. These are great to have for emergencies. All right, how can you have an emergency stocking stuffer without hot hands? I just don't think it is physically possible. These are great, 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 especially since stocking stuffers are usually given right before the coldest times of the year. And so these are always important to have on hand. They can put these in their car as well. This is, again, another something that was in my water bottle emergency kit. I'll put that link in the description below. Now, these are going to be inexpensive, and these can be bought at the Dollar Tree. I want to give you another idea, though, and that is these rechargeable hand warmers. And I am new to these. I just bought these. I have to say, I am impressed. So they're magnetic. Let me see. They stick together like this, and then they come up apart, and you've got two hand warmers. And then just be sure to hold that down for just a minute if you are new to these, because that's what it takes in order for it to come on. And then they come in low, medium, and high. Let me tell you, the low and the medium gets quite warm. This is something that can be recharged with a USB, which is easier to do like on a solar bank, a Jackery, or any sort of portable power system. So obviously it costs a little bit more. They're not as expensive as I thought they would be, but they are rechargeable and you can use them over and over again. This is really, really great, especially for anybody that might be working outside a lot. Also just is a great idea to keep you warm inside. You can always have these like in the pocket of a robe or something like that. So either one of these hand warmers would be a fantastic idea. All right, still got lots more stuff in here. Any sort of emergency blanket. These are super important. I do have to let you know that they are way less expensive if you buy multi-packs. So again, if you wanted to buy something with, 5, 10, 20 of these and put one in everybody's stocking, that would be a great way to save money on those. Okay. Ramen. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's also something that they can actually use immediately. I mean, it would be best to store it, but it's a joke. It's like under $1, and it actually is really, really beneficial. So you could put in ramen. You could put in any sort, like you could put in canned tuna or something. It depends on the person's personality and what they would find funny or helpful. Now, another great alternative that is going to be more expensive, but would be a great idea, would be a freeze-dried meal. I have to say, I got these at Ingles supermarkets, and they were much less expensive than anything Mountain House. This is, again, super big. So to put one of these into a stocking, that is going to take up quite a lot of room. You might want that, you might not. But a freeze-dried meal would be great to have. Ramen, I just think, is hilarious. What else do we have in here? This might be the last thing, although I do have a few more ideas for you. And the last thing is a pair of socks. Make it a good pair of socks. We're talking about like wool. Those are so important when you are working. We found this out firsthand during Hurricane Helene. Once your feet get wet and you have bad socks, it really can ruin your day. It makes it so hard to walk. You just don't understand the value of a great pair of thick socks until you don't have one. So be sure to get some like great socks to put in that stocking. Now, some other ideas that I have that might be suitable for you. For people that live in hurricanes and tropical places, or hurricane-prone areas and tropical places, something like a miniature portable fan is great. Because while heaters are great in the cold, the people in the south that live in coastal climates and tropical climates, heat is just as big of a problem. So a tiny little battery-operated fan is a great option to add in an emergency kit for that sort of weather. And then another great idea would be a tiny miniature radio. I just think this is so important. This would be great in anybody's stocking, regardless of whether you're doing a whole prepping theme, outdoors theme, or not. It's so important to have one of these on hand. This I got on Amazon. I'll put the link below. It can be charged by cranking it. It does have a flashlight on there. I thought that, this is a solar panel. And then I believe you can plug it in with USB. So there's like 3 different ways to charge this. You can see that this is really small in the size of my hand. And so this is also a great addition for a stocking. I'll put a few more links to a few other suggestions in the description below. And I'm going to have a blog post as well that you can visit that post to get even more ideas and see all of this stuff. What would you put in a stocking stuffer for preppers? I want to know, so leave it in the comments below. Take care, everybody.